What's up, YouTube? For today's video, with a full Snake and Serpent Pokemon team. 9 years ago, I did a Serpent team, and then 2 years ago, maybe closer to 3, I did a Serpent and Snake team. So what I'm going to be doing is merging both of these teams together, or picking some Pokemon out and putting them on one team. These are all really cool Pokemon. I like all of them, and I came up with some pretty cool movesets, and I've got some great battles as well. So we are back with theme teams, almost daily uploads here, people. I'm becoming less busy with in real life stuff over the course of this month. So sorry about the lack of uploads, but they'll be happening a lot more from now onwards. So first battle here, this one is on the Poke Portal, and I don't know what my opponent's name is, so maybe someone can translate there. We've got a Choice Scarf Seviper lead. Now this one is a mix set, but it doesn't have any attack or special attacking EVs. It's got max health and max speed to make sure Final Gambit does the maximum amount of damage. Now, it didn't really work out so well with the fake out shift tree, but I managed to take it out just with the pure base power of the gunk shot. My ability on that one was infiltrate. No, shed skin. He had shed skin. So I did a swap out there because he had a Snorlax come in, and he was a metronome Snorlax. I was like, what is going on? Then they swapped their Snorlax in, and I brought in my Arbok. Now, this Arbok set is really, really cool. So it's a special Arbok, and I noticed it had the move Stockpile. So this is a Stockpile Spit Up Arbok set. Now, out of all of the Serpent and Snake Pokemon, what is your favorite one? Like, out of all of them? Let me know in the comment section of the video there. And if you want to support the channel, people, drop a like there. If you enjoy seeing the videos, you want to see them in subscriptions more, all those sort of things, drop a like and a comment. Let me know what favorite Snake or Serpent yours would be. It doesn't have to be in this video either. It can be like it can be like any Snake or Serpent Pokemon. I would probably have to say I really like Seviper and Rayquaza. That'd probably be my two favorites. What are yours? Like, let me know. So we got this Torterra coming in. I've got a Terra Normal Arbok. Now, this is actually pretty funny because I'm assuming they probably thought, oh, this will be an easy KO with Torterra and Earthquake. But in actual fact, it wasn't. Now, this Arbok set is pretty cool. So we've got Stockpile and Spit Up. Now, with Stockpile and Spit Up combination, you need to max out the base power for Spit Up if you want to hit like really, really hard. So you can use 3 Stockpiles at most. That gives you maximum base power on Spit Up, which is a normal special move with full boost. Then we've got Rest, and I've got the Shed Skin combination. Unfortunately, Shed Skin is a little bit spotty because it only does 33% chance of actually activating. So a lot of the time I found myself sleeping for 2 turns. The other move I put in there is Switcheroo, because you're probably thinking, oh, how are you going to be able to hit a Ghost type? So Switcheroo is my main move there to hit Ghost types, because I've got Ring Target as the item. So that way it'll remove those immunities, and normal type moves will be able to hit Ghost type Pokemon. So I got rid of the Torterra in the end here. They're going to swap in big old Quillfish, and I'm going to go for a Switcheroo here because I can't do anything. I've used up all my stockpile boost. I got a Ring Target off and got a Black Sludge. So that actually wasn't a bad thing here. And then I got fainted by the Overquill's Fell Sting. I'm thinking, oh no, this could be the end. This could be a sweep. So they got a +3 in attack there. I was like, all right, let's go into Seviper. Now, I don't have my full load of health here, but I can still unload. So we're going to go for Final Gambit here. Good damage on the Overquill, and Seviper is going to feint itself. I'm also denied any more Fell Stingers too. Then they went for a Minimize, and this is very, very bad. So I've got Sandaconda on my team. Now, this is a physical set, and funnily enough, I also gave it Minimize. So I've got Scale Shot, Rock Blast, Sandstorm with Sand Veil. It's a real scummy set, and I've got Terra Dragon too. So now the opponent, they've got +3 in attack up and a Minimize up. They've gone for a Terra Bug. So they're obviously clearly going to go for Fell Sting and Terra Bug. Actually did a very, very similar sweep on my channel. So I went for Minimize. I was like, you know what? 2 can play at that game, right? 2 can play at that game. You know the Pokemon, 2 can. All right, we're going to get a Fell Sting and miss. I was like, this is perfect. Then I went for a Rock Blast. Considering they're now a bug type, they're going to be super effective to my rock type moves. With the loaded dice item, there is no way they're going to be able to get out of this. And Overcool is going to get played like a fiddle. And that was one of the saltiest Like, it was one of the saltiest DCs ever. Like, I can't believe it, right? They had the gall to DC then when they used Minimize, and then when I used their strategy against them, they rage quit. That was beautiful. A beautiful salty start to the battle video there. I hope people like that one. Drop a like if you enjoyed that salt, and let's go on to battle number 2. All right, we're going to have a battle against the Pikachu trainer. I don't know what their trainer name is. Maybe someone could translate these ones as well. And we've got an Iron Treads lead. So they've got boosted energy on the attack. So I went into Seviper because there's no way Arbok could do anything in this matchup. Unfortunately, I got critted there, which really, really sucks. So this is a physical Serperior. I didn't want to run like a Contrary run. That was kind of boring, so I wanted to do like something a bit different. This is PIMPNITE's channel after all, right? We run their memes. So we've got a King's Rock Bullet Seed set, and I've also got my Terra as Fire with Terra Blast, Sword Dance, and Glare. So in comes Gliska. This thing was a huge, ginormous, massive, bulging pain in my backside, right? Because it just wouldn't damn well faint. So I'm going to go for the Sword Dance here. We're going to boost up our attack. And oh, it's funny, one time, I have to tell you this, it's a good story. So I was doing my Serperior, I had a battle with it, right? And I didn't realize that I had to change the ability around because it was contrary. So I used Sword Dance and it dropped my attack by 2 stages. It was an absolute disaster. Like, a Blissey came out and I did 5 Bullet Seeds and it didn't even do a quarter of its health. That's how sad it was. Anyway, so back to the battle there. We've got a Gliska with Poison Heal. I totally never saw that one coming. Such a rare Pokemon. And it's going to be healing itself up here. I'm still doing pretty good damage with Bullet Seed, and now they're going to be swapping it out, interestingly enough. Now, we've got Petrine coming in here, and it's going to be able to resist that Bullet Seed there. The animations on multi-hitting moves are very, very slow, so I try and cut them out and speed them up a little bit. So I went for the glare here. I glared at it. It ate a mochi and then it got paralyzed. So that was good. So now I'm going to go for a Bullet Seed here again. I'm trying to get as many as possible. I thought maybe I can get a flinch. That'll be really, really cool. And Serperior actually managed to get a bunch of hits there. Got like 5 hits or 4 hits. And unfortunately for me, there was no paralysis and no flinch. And I got taken out by Malignant Chain, which is fine. You know, Serperior did very, very well. So now we're going to go back into Arbok. I thought this could be a good chance to set up some stockpiles here, you know, because after that first battle, you've seen, you know, no one ever predicted a stockpiling Arbok. Now, my EV spread on this Arbok, if you are interested, it is actually a sweeping set. So we've got max speed and max special attack. I did give it modest because, let's be real, 65 base special attack is terrible, right? So I'm going to need all the help I can get. So back in comes the Gliska again. Now, Gliska, I'm assuming that it's got Earthquake, so I'm just going to be setting up these stockpiles over and over again. So it's got Protect. We know that already. It's used Protection a couple of times. It's got a couple of them stacked on. And now I'm going to keep going for Stockpile here. Now, this Gliska also had an attacking move, which was going to be Knockoff. So it's going to be using Knockoff on my Arbok. It doesn't do a lot of damage, and it only gets rid of my ring target. So it's not the end of the world. So I was thinking, looking at the health, I deliberately went for a Stockpile so it would fail. And why did I do that? I wanted Gliska to get all of its health back to make sure it wouldn't use Protect, because I wanted to make sure Spit Up would be a complete surprise when I went for the Terra. So once again, I found myself going for Terra Normal Arbok again, which it's probably this is probably one of the worst gimmicks on my team. It was difficult to get to use, but it's funny, like 2 battles back to back. So I'm gonna go for Terra Normal. Here comes the Spit Up. Oh, I don't know, Gliska must have... I'm not sure if Gliska had any special... I know I had health investment, but I don't know. I would really, really like to see a damage calc for that. Was that max special defense Gliska, or was it just enough, you know, for max health to be able to live that? I feel like that should have taken out, because Gliska's special defense isn't all that good, or I low rolled or something like that. Anyway, at this stage, Gliska is going to be able to live my attacks, right? Because I can't keep using Spit Up over and over again. Once I lose my stockpile boost, you have to set them up again. So that's a very, very big weakness of this set. Obviously, it's a gimmicky set. And also, you lose all your bulk too. So the fortunate thing here, Gliska didn't have Earthquake, which is nice. So it seemed to be like a pure setup stalling set. So now they're going to bring in a Smeargle. Now, I know that Smeargle is going to have to set something up here. I was thinking, if they do try and go for Spore, I do have Shed Skin, so that could work, if it actually works. So Smeagol's going to take the full load there, and of course, it's got a focus sash, which is fine. My defenses are severely going to drop here. I don't think they've got any attacking moves on their Smeagol. They probably just got status move, unless they've got like belly drum or something like that, which they won't be able to do. And now Smeagol is going to go for a Spore. Like, this would be really funny if Shed Skin activated right after he used it, and it did, which was awesome. So that's like literally the fastest I ever got a Shed Skin activation. So they did a swap back into Gliska. Obviously, what they were trying to do there was going to fail, and they thought, well, I better swap something in here and take it out. Little do they know, I do have rest on this set too, but I haven't revealed it yet. So I'm going to go for another stockpile against this Gliska. This actually is quite a big problem for my team. I do have Milotic, though, on my team, so I am going to have that as a backup, but I really want to try and get this to work. So now Gliska's going to go for another Protect. They're really desperately trying to get as much health back here as possible, which is fine, because I can keep going for stockpile again. It's interesting how Arbok, you can see through Arbok. Like, if you have a look, you can actually, it's completely transparent with Terra Normal. I don't know why that even is, right? I mean, I could understand a Ghost type, but I don't know. Anyway, so we're going for the spin up, and Gliska lives again. This thing will not fight. So I lost all the boost there, and Gliska, well, can absolutely now take me out with a knockoff because I've lost all my stuff. Okay, so it's got Spikes, Protect, and Knockoff. Has it used its other move? Yeah, I don't know. Has it? Obviously, it doesn't have Earthquake, or it would have used it like, ages ago. I would say it's got Toxic. That would be its other move. It hasn't revealed it yet. So anyway, Arbok's going to get another stockpile off. There's no way I'm going to be able to get 3 of them up. So I'm going to try and get as many as I can. And I thought maybe I could go for a 1 spit up here, because you can use spit up every single time you use stockpile. So you don't have to wait to 3. You can use it earlier, but the base power is a lot less. If you know what I'm saying. So I went for it, and Gliska lived on 1 health. It plugged that merch for me, but unfortunately Arbok is going to faint. So I got to get rid of this thing. It's down to a little bit of health. So we're going to go to the Milotic now. This is a physical set. It's a Dragon Dance PIMPNITE special, and we've got Terra Ground, of course, and we've got Dragon Dance, Aqua Tail, Triple Axle, which is pretty cool, and Terra Blast. So this actually went pretty well against even some super sweaty meta teams, right? It did pretty well. So we've got that attack rise up, and we've got that speed rise. Now this normally could get a Dragon Dance up because Milotic's got some good base bulk about it. The problem with it, it doesn't really have a lot of attack, so generally, it needed 2 Dragon Dances to really, do some damage. But if it was any Pokemon that was, weak to a move or kind of frail, it would be able to deal with them, pretty nicely. So Milotic's got base 60 attacks. So it's not the greatest, but it did work, in some situations. So that's the end of Smeagol. We've got Meloetta coming out there. Meloetta's going to be able to live that pretty well, and it's going to have a Citrus Berry to heal it off. So I was like, yeah, that's probably going to be the end of a Milotic maybe this time, but depending on what their item is, and I take it pretty well, So we're going to go for another Aqua Tail. The Meloetta's now going to live that and use Relic Song. So Relic Song will faint me, and it's also going to trigger a Transformation, so turning that into its Pirouette form. So I want to get rid of this thing as soon as possible, right? So we're going to go into the Scar Seviper. I don't really want to go for Final Gambit, even though I've taken some Spikes damage. So I thought, let's just go for Dank Pulse there and take it out. That was with no special attack EVs there, so my cheeks were clenched. So that's the end of that. We got 3 Pokeball left, and that's going to be Petrovans. Like, you know what? I'm going to go for Dark Pulse here. No special attack EVs. It lived on 1 health. I was like, oh, come on. And then it managed to get a parting shot off. I'm like, it was paralyzed. And I had a chance of flinching too. Like, if that was me, I would have got flinched or paralyzed like 1,000,000%. So anyway, in comes Solcaferio. I guess that's a German name for all Iron Treads. So we're going to go into Sandaconda now. You know what this Sandaconda was capable of. It's a pretty cool set. And they're going to go for Earthquake. Obviously, Seviper was going to take big damage from that. Now they're going to outspeed me and go for Rapid Spin. They failed to go and get the KO. I guess they did get a speed boost, though, which is going to benefit them. And I had nothing here. I could have, look, I could have gone for Minimize, but then I could have got hit the next turn, and they may have been inclined to go for more Rapid Spins here. So I'm going to get as much damage damage off as I can. I'm pretty much walled here, sadly, and that is going to be the end of the Sandaconda. Now, I did run a ground move on there because I want to use like multi-hitting moves with loaded dice, right? So that's the end of Sandaconda. Next Pokemon's going to be Seviper. I don't think I'm going to outspeed this. I went for Final Gamer anyway. I had nothing, absolutely nothing to lose here, and it's going to outspeed me. So now I'm down to my very, very last Pokemon, which of course is going to be Rayquaza. So I try to make a fun special Rayquaza set. So we've got max speed, max special attack, and we've got, it's a PIMPNITE special. We've got Twister, Air Slash, Meteor Beam, and Fire Blast with Terra Fire. We've also got Power Herb, so we can activate that Meteor Beam right away. It looks like this Iron Treads is utterly walled by me, so it's got what, Rapid Spin, Volt Switch, and Earthquake. In comes Rev of Room, and it's gonna be getting revved up by a nice little Fire Miss, which landed. So that's the end of Rev of Room. All that's left is Pecharin and Iron Tread. So that's on 1 health. So it's like, you know what? We've actually had a pretty long battle like something else here. So we're gonna go for a Meteor Beam and finish that off with a nice special attack boost. I don't think it can even do anything. It might be able to poison me, or it might be going for recover, but it's special. Special is like, even if it like that miss there, special is nowhere near as good as defense. Last Pokemon is going to be the Iron Treads. I just went for Fire Blast again, and that was enough to take it out. And Rayquaza coming in clutch there at the end. And that's the end of the first game. That was a really, really long battle there. Thank you to the random opponent for the battle too, not for like rage quitting or disconnecting, because it was a fun battle. And let's get on to battle number 3. Wait, we've got 4 battles. Yeah, we have 4 battles today. I believe 4 or 5. So we've got another battle here. I face a lot of Japan opponents today, and we've got a Dragonite lead here. So I thought, just in case it's like a Dragonite's one, it could be annoying. I'll paralyze it. Instead, they unleash the beast. They use Draco Meteor. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. How about I see if I can get a setup here with my Milotic? So I swapped the Milotic, and I thought they may go for a Hurricane. They may have been expecting me to go into another Pokemon, so they went for Draco Meteor. Not the Serperior. Serperior is not exactly what you call a superior matchup. So I went for Dragonance here. They're going to go for Terra Blast. Terra Blast was absolutely donkeys to Milotic, and I went for the Triple Axle. And Triple Axle is going to completely destroy Dragonite, getting that 4 times super effective and getting around its ability to be able to hit 3 times. So that's Dragonite gone. I think they just wanted to sack it off there because he was paralyzed. Yeah. So here comes Zapdos. Clearly they've got a type advantage here, but like I said, and I'll always say this, Water type Pokemon with Terra Ground is, it's simple, but it just works, right? Most of the time you're going to be able to, I'd say 90 to 95% of the time you're always going to be able to get a free turn there if you've got that. So we've got Zapdos. It's going to use some sort of electric move. It went for Thunder from down under. Thank God. That would have completely destroyed me. And I got a free turn there, which was great. So out goes the Zapdos. Obviously, they're very, very scared of Triple Axle, and they went into Greninja. Greninja is going to be able to take that, I guess, fairly well. I managed to actually get a crit on the last one, which gave some pretty good damage there. However, since I've got that, 2 Dragonances up now, there is no way Greninja is going to be able to leave a Terra Blast ground or even outspeed me at all. They would have needed something like, Water Shuriken or something like that to maybe have a chance of taking me out. Next Pokemon is going to be Dialga. They're going to go for a little Timmy Terra right away here. I guess things aren't looking too good for them. They're getting swept by a physical Milotic. And we got Terra Dragon. So it would have been great if I went for Triple Axle, but man, that was way too risky to try and predict that. So I went for Terra Blast Ground here. It is super effective. Well, it was. Now it's going to be neutral, and it does very underwhelming damage. Obviously, it's a Dialga, right? Now, Dialga is going to go for a Terra Dragon Draco Meteor. I'm like, I don't know how much this is going to do, but it's going to do a lot. And I lived on 16 health, so it was a very, very close live. Now I can go for Triple Axle, and the Dialga is absolutely going to get wrecked by that. I'd say that was, judging on the damage I did to, that was definitely like max health. I think it was more of a bulky Dialga for sure, definitely max health. So that's, we're getting our Milotic sweep going here. Out comes Skeledirge. I just went for Terra Blast Ground again because it's going to be super effective. And, it's not going to miss like Aqua Tail. And it dropped it. So that's that's 4 Pokemon down now. So Zapdos is the last Pokemon. And the other Pokemon also is Arcanine? Arcanine hiss away. So that's going to get dropped. And then they cancel the battle. I've got a physical Milotic sweep there. Easy peasy, no worries. So there you go, a salty cancel, and I hope you enjoyed that physical Milotic sweep there with the dance in your pants. All right, next battle here. This is battle number 4. We've got another Japanese opponent. So there's been quite a few of them today. So you watch this battle. It's pretty interesting. So we got Arbok lead here. I don't know why I lead with Arbok so many battles. I thought, I'm just going to throw the opponent like right out. They won't even know what's going on. So we're going to have a Ceaseless Edge, which really didn't cease to amaze me. Oh, I did it again. Sorry, that was a good pun. Get that one. So they used Ceaseless Edge, and it didn't cease to amaze me. Man, that was straight fire. So anyway, back to the video. So I've got couple of stockpiles up here, and I thought, you know what, this isn't looking too bad. What I can do here, I can go for rest and try and get Shed Skin to activate, because I'm going to be pretty bulky here, you know, after all that. I could go for Terra Normal, but I was like, do I want to go for Terra Normal again and use up my normal on like a meme set? Like, I did that so many times, and I didn't have a good Terra left, like a better one left at the end. So they're going to get another one up there. I'm going to be sleeping, unfortunately. That's the thing about Shed Skin. It's completely like 33% is not very good at all. So Arbok's going to be sleeping for 2 turns. I actually got a miss there with Ceaseless Edge, and they're going to hit me again. So I need to probably rest. So Shed Skin activated, but I woke up. Then they got a Quick Claw activation here. You wouldn't read about it. Then they went for Aerial Ace. I lived on 3 health, and I managed to slide a rest off. So that was very, very close there. So that was, that was a Quick Claw there. So I've got all my health back. Now all I got to do is wake up, and then I can go for Spit Up there. So I'm fast asleep at the moment. The Samurott is going to, Hisuian's going to go for a Razor Shell. Razor Shell misses. Now Razor Shell has a 50% chance of dropping my defense, which is bad. So it's going to land, and it hits hard. So I'm like, oh, that's bad. So I really have to, honestly, I've got to take this out very quickly, right? So I got 3 stockpiles up, which is good. So that's going to give the maximum base power. And now this Samurott is going to go for Razor Shell again. I think they got another Quick Claw there. I sort of cut it out. And then I went for the Spit Up, and that is going to be the end of the Samurott, which is very, very good. So that's another Pokemon down to Spit Up. Next Pokemon's going to be Typhlosion. They've got a Quick Claw too. I'm like, what the heck? That's a really fast Pokemon. Like, why does that need that for? And now they're going to cook my snake with a flamethrower. Oh. So that's going to get taken out of context. Next Pokemon, Sandaconda. I didn't actually explain this one. EV spread. So we got max attack and max speed, Jolly Nature. And I've got Minimize, Scale Shot, Rock Blast, Sandstorm with Sand Veil and Loaded Dice. So they got another Quick Claw, and they got the Willow Miss off, which didn't miss, unfortunately. So now I'm burned, and I went for the Rock Blast anyway, because I thought, well, even with the burn, this is still going to do some pretty good damage. Typhlosion, Hisuian, it's not very bulky, right? So it's at least going to do over half. So I got all those Rock Blasts off. Funnily enough, I think I landed all 5 of them? Yeah, I got all 5, and then I got another Quick Claw. They were getting so many Quick Claws. And watch this, right? They went for Protect. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Why would they not just attack me? You know, it's strange. You know what I'm saying? It's like super strange. I outsped them. I was like, oh, no wonder. And Rock Blast missed. And then they got Infernal Parade off. I'm like, oh, come on. That was so lucky. So that was like a super slow Typhlosion. I was like, what is going on here? So anyway, that's why they were going for Protect, to try and stall me out with a burn, yeah? So I brought in Milotic. I gave it a little bit of a hit of the Blue Worm, and that is going to be the end of the Typhlosion. So next Pokemon we got coming out here against my Milotic is going to be Decidueye Hisuian. So I felt like I wouldn't be able to get a Dragonlance up here in fear of, like, you know, Leaf Blade or a powerful grass move like Leaf Blade or Leaf Blade, and yeah, Milotic got completely destroyed there. I got some good damage against the Hisuian Decidueye. I don't know whether the Leaf, maybe that crit could have mattered there, maybe. Like, I wouldn't have been in a very good state of health anyway. So I brought in Rayquaza. So that answered my question right there. They had Shadow Sneak, so if I went for Dragonlance, I would have lost that matchup anyway. So I brought in Rayquaza. I went for a little bit of an Air Slash, and that's going to be the end of the Hisuian Decidueye. Next Pokemon's going to be Dialga Origin. So they've got their little Legends Arceus team here all ready to go. I got to swap out and go into Serperior. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they'll go Draco or Meteor. That's what I was hoping with the swap. So more Spikes damage, and now they're going to go for a little Timmy Terra here. It's like, are they going to go for like Terra Dragon, Terra Steel? What are they going to do? So the Terra they decided to go with was going to be Terra Steel. So it's got a ginormous axe on top of it, Terra, I guess you say. So here comes a Dragon Pulse. That does good damage, but I managed to live, and I managed to get a Glare off, which is pretty impressive too. Like, Glare is actually a very handy move to have on Seviper. Like, real talk, even on a sweeping set, I'm gonna be real with you, like, contrary Serperior, just go like Leaf Storm, Terra Fire, Glare, and some other, Terra Blast, just Terra Blast, that's going to be good, right? So I brought in the Seviper. I went for a final Gambit. Unfortunately, I didn't get to hit it with a full load of health, but still very, very good, and they went for Earth Power. So now I'm left with a Rayquaza, and I was like, this is beautiful, this is perfect. It's time to go for a Twister, but before I do Twister, I've got to go for a Fire Blast. So before you do Twister, it's sort of going to work up the ranks. So we're going to finish that Dialga off with a Fire Blast, because I thought I could go for it, but the chance of flinching is only 20, so I didn't want to risk it with my last mod. Next Pokemon's going to be Palkia, of course. I was like, okay, they're absolutely definitely not going to use a water type move against me. They're going to be using a dragon type move. So what I'll do is I'll go for Terra Fire, and hopefully I'll leave the dragon move, which is probably most definitely going to be Spatial Rain. I have to watch out for a crit though. That's pretty much the thing I'm worried about. So I'm going to go for Meteor Beam here. This is going to enhance my special attack by +1. That sounds good. That's going to enhance my special attack. I should say that instead of boost. That sounds good. Sometimes you got to enhance things, right? So we're going to go for that Power Herb. It's coming out of my tail, I think, and that's good damage on Palkia Origin. Very, very good. Here comes the obvious Spatial Rain. I'm crossing my fingers, and no crit at all. So Rayquaza can now go for a Twister, and man, they gotta be salty after that one. So that's the end of the Palkia Origin form. Last Pokemon is Giratina. I'm like, man, these legendaries just keep coming, and then they went for a Scumbag Shadow Snake, and that's the end of the battle. But a very, very close one there with just Rayquaza at the end. Hope you enjoyed all the battles today, people. I'll catch you tomorrow for some more videos. Peace out.